Hello everybody and welcome back to Minecraft. And today is a very exciting day because we have a brand new Minecraft update called Chaos Cubed. Now today I'm going to be showing you all the brand new stuff that's been added in the update, but before I get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you can be notified whenever I post these brand new videos. Now let's go ahead and jump straight into it here by taking a look at the brand new biome that has been added in this update, which includes two brand new block sets. So this is the Sulfur Caves. So this is a cave biome that will spawn naturally in your world, and you'll find a couple brand new blocks in here. The first one we've got is our Sulfur, and then we've got another one, which is this red looking block, which is your cinnabar. So you'll find both of these in the Sulfur Cave, and then you'll also find these sulfur spikes, which these will form either stalactites or stalagmites, depending on if they're on the top or the bottom. Now, these are pretty similar to the pointed dripstone that we have already. There's a couple differences, one being that they won't transfer liquids like the pointed dripstone does. They will grow, though. If you place these on sulfur blocks, they will slowly grow over time. And then if you do break the block that's holding it up, they will fall and do damage. But the stalagmites that are actually on the ground, these will not increase the amount of fall damage like the pointed dripstone does. It acts as you're just falling on a regular block. So you don't have to worry about taking an immense amount of fall damage if you happen to accidentally fall on one of these. So those are a couple of the key differences of these guys. But you will find these just kind of naturally spawning in the caves, along with these sulfur pools. Now these sulfur pools will naturally spawn in the cave, and if you happen to go inside of them, you'll actually get the nausea effect. And this will just make you feel really nauseous, and you don't want to be in these. It makes you really sick. What causes this is another brand new block, which is potent sulfur. Now you can grab the potent sulfur blocks out of here, and you can use these to make your own sulfur pools. So over here, I've got just regular water. There's nothing strange going on with this yet. But if you put one of these potent sulfurs in here, you'll see it will contaminate the water, and you'll start getting really nauseous. And then all you have to do is just break that block, and it'll go back to just regular old water. Now also, we've got one of the other new things that's been in this update, which is our brand new mob. This is the Sulfur Cube. Now we're going to get to this guy a little bit later on in the episode, but these guys will naturally spawn in the sulfur caves here. Now, if you do find one of these guys in the sulfur caves, you can actually grab them in a bucket. So if you just get an empty bucket, you can pick them up, get a bucket of sulfur cube here, and then you can transport them to wherever you want in your world, and then you can just plop them back down. Now, these guys do have some pretty interesting properties to them, and I will get to those a little bit later on. But I want to at least show off the two brand new block sets that we've got. So I've got all of the blocks lined up here. We've got the sulfur set here. So we've got regular sulfur, which you can turn into stairs, slabs, walls. And then you've got your chiseled sulfur along with your polished sulfur. So you've got blocks, stairs, and slabs of those. And then you've even got the bricks. So we've got the brick variant here. And then we've got the exact same stuff, but for our cinnabar. So we've got the bricks over here. We've got our chiseled variant, which it's got the cave spider on it, which the cave spiders will also spawn naturally in these sulfur caves. So that's another new change that's been added. But we've got all our brand new cinnabar blocks here. And all of these can be crafted by just putting either cinnabar in the stone cutter here, or you can put sulfur in here as well, and you can get all of the different variants of these blocks. Now, we do have a brand new music disc that you can obtain in this update, and it's called Bounce. Now, the way you get this is you're going to find this in minecart chests that will spawn in mine shafts that are located in the sulfur cave. So it's a little bit hard to find because you have to get a sulfur cave and then also a mine shaft that spawn in the same area. And then you could possibly find this in one of the minecart chests. But if you can find it, it is a nice music disc to listen to. I've got playing here in the background, so you can get an idea of what it sounds like. But then I've also got the potent sulfur block here, so you can kind of see the difference between regular sulfur and then the potent sulfur here, which this has some very unique properties to it, which I will show you up on the surface. So let's head above the sulfur caves here, and I'll show you what this guy can do. Alright, so here I am at the surface here, and right here is a brand new structure that will generate on the surface of the world, and this is called a sulfur spring. Now, these will spawn on the surface, and they're always going to be above a sulfur cave. So it's an indicator to you of where there's going to be a sulfur cave located. It's just like how the azalea trees will grow above the lush caves. Now, as you saw a second ago, these have geysers in them. There's one right there. So these will go off every so often, and you can actually make your own geysers. So over here, I've got a bit of a test demo here. Now, the way you make these geysers is you basically put either a magma block or a lava block underneath the potent sulfur, and then depending on how many blocks of water are above it, it'll make a bigger geyser. So if you have 1 block of water, you'll get a 5-block tall geyser. If you have 2 blocks, it's going to be a 10-block high geyser. If you've got 3, it's going to be a 15-block geyser. And if you have all 4, you get a 20-block geyser. Look at this pig go. So we've got a couple test subjects here to show off that you can actually use these to launch both mobs and items as well. Just like this chicken has an egg in his little tube here. Once that goes off, both the chicken and the egg are going to go shooting up 15 blocks in the air. So if we go and stand back here, it should go off any second. There it goes. See, there goes the egg, and there goes the chicken. So that's going to be really helpful for like moving items around your world like very quickly, especially if you use a lava block. So if you use a lava block, it'll make a continuous geyser that will keep going as long as there's lava underneath the potent sulfur. If you use a magma block, it will occasionally go off every couple seconds. There goes the pig again. So that is the brand new geysers that have been added into the game. I think these are going to be really cool for moving both mobs and items around your world. Now it's time to check out our brand new mob that has been added into this update, which is the Sulfur Cube. So let's head over to the soccer field. So here we are over at the soccer field that I've built here, and this is going to show off the brand new Sulfur Cubes and their very unique ability of absorbing blocks. So in this barrel over here, I've got a couple of items. We've got our club, we got some shears, flint and steel, the actual bucket of sulfur cube, and I got a crafting table, glass, and some sulfur bricks here. So these guys, once you capture them down in the sulfur cave where they'll spawn, you can bring them back in a bucket here. And these guys have a very unique property of absorbing blocks. Now, they don't absorb all blocks, like this crafting table. If you try and feed it to him, he will not accept the crafting table. Also, they don't take glass either. But if you put a block down that he can absorb, he'll actually go towards it. So if we put this like a little bit further over here, he should come over to it. He should get interested. Oh, here he goes. Look at him. He's all happy. He wants those bricks. He doesn't care about the glass or the crafting table, but those bricks. He's very interested in absorbing those bricks. Now you can just feed it to him by right-clicking on him with a block that he can consume. So now that the sulfur cube has absorbed a block, it basically takes the property of that block. And there's a couple different properties depending on which block you feed it. So I've got one of each set up here, and they all will work differently depending on which block they have. So this guy's got a stone block in him, so he should be pretty heavy. So if I whack this sulfur cube with my club here, he shouldn't go that far. Yeah, look at that. He doesn't go that far, but he has a little bit of a bounce to him. And you can basically use your club here to knock him around. And this will allow you to basically make games in your Minecraft world using these guys as the ball. Now, stone is pretty heavy, so it's not going to go very far. But if we use something lighter, so this guy over here, this has got a wool block in him. So he should be a lot lighter. So if we smack him with the club here, you see how he bounces up? So he bounces a little bit more with the wool block here. So we can go smack him over here in the goal. Now you could also kick him around. If you just walk into them, they will kind of bounce off of you. And they'll bounce off each other as well. As you can see, I can get these guys bouncing together. Now, one of them that is really slippery is ice. So if I smack this guy that's full of ice, you see how he just keeps sliding? This is going to be like really good for like making a hockey rink. And this guy over here. So this is a mushroom block. And this guy will also slide around as you hit him. You can run into him, kick him around, and they will all have different properties. Like here's the wood. Look at that. So the wood has a bit of a bounce to it. So you can smack this guy and he'll bounce. Oh, well, there goes that. Oh, look, he's still bouncing. Look at him go. Yeah, the wood is bouncy. So if you want a bouncy ball, if you fill him with wood, he'll bounce around. But we've got dirt blocks here. We've got a moss block. Oh, wow. He just shot off there. Now, we've got metal blocks here. So this is a gold block. See, this guy's really tough. So he will not move very far. Now, depending on how much damage you do to these guys, they will go further. So that's why if I just punch him with my hand, see how he doesn't go very far? But if I hit him with the shovel, he goes a little bit further. And depending on how much damage I do, if I get like a sword that does even more damage, he'll go further. And it'll even stack with knockback. So if you do get the knockback enchantment on your item that you're hitting him with, that will also work towards making him go further. Now, the other unique one that we've got here is the honey block. So if you put a honeycomb inside of one of these guys, they'll get the sticky property. So he kind of just sticks to whatever surface he lands on. So he doesn't really bounce. He just kind of sticks to it. So he doesn't really slide. He just kind of like moves and then sticks there. So they all have something very unique. Now, a cool thing that you can do is you can actually put TNT inside of these guys. And if you get a magma block to touch it, oh great, the TNT is going to explode. Oh great, we need to get this out of here. Get it out. Oh, and there it goes. Well, we've got a hole now in the soccer field. We'll just ignore that. But yeah, you can ignite these guys with TNT in them. So they're very unique mobs. Now you're probably wondering, with these sulfur cubes, is there any way of getting more of them? And there is a way to basically duplicate these guys and get more and more sulfur cubes, so you don't have to keep going back with a bucket and grabbing new ones in the caves. And the way you do that is basically killing them. So if I get the block out of this guy, because when he has a block in him, he's immune to damage. So you can smack him as many times as you want, and he won't take any damage. But as soon as you take the block out of him, you can use a shear to do that. It basically takes the block out, and then when you smack him, he'll just take damage like normal. Now, once you kill him, he'll turn into 2 baby sulfur cubes. Now, these guys, they will not absorb blocks like the adult ones do. Even if you try and feed them, you try and give them wood and wool, they will not take it. But once they grow up into an adult sulfur cube, like this one here, you could feed it a block, and he should take that property, and you could basically play around with him. Now, the best one I would say for kind of like your soccer ball would probably be dirt blocks, because it's the kind of like regular property. It's nothing fancy. It slides a little bit. It has pretty good range to it. You can kick it around, and you can get some pretty decent distance. Like, you can kind of dribble it here. Look at this. Then we could go for a goal. So that's going to be pretty much it for this Minecraft update. It's a really interesting one. We get a brand new mob, which is our sulfur cube here. And then we get 2 new building block sets, which is the cinnabar and the sulfur blocks. And we even get a brand new biome, which is the sulfur caves. So if you did enjoy this episode, please consider hitting that subscribe button and the bell icon so you can be notified whenever I post these brand new videos. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.